When you're inside a building or a car, try to open the windows as much as possible, especially on your opposite side. This will help to improve the circulation of the air and will help to release some of the contaminants that are trapped inside. There are more pollutants and contaminants in an indoor environment than there are outdoors. So by getting better air circulation, you will be reducing your exposure to bromides and bromines as well. If you own a hot tub or swimming pool, look into buying an ozone purification system which will keep the water clean and use a minimal amount of chemicals. And finally, look for personal care products that are as non-toxic as possible. Read the ingredients on the label carefully because remember, anything that goes on you will also get absorbed and go inside of you. Another thing that you can do to keep your thyroid healthy is by eliminating the consumption of unfermented soy products. Anything that contains isoflavones, such as soy milk. Studies have shown that exposure to unfermented soy causes hormonal disruption, particularly thyroid dysfunction, digestive problems, a compromised immune system, mental decline, reproductive and infertility problems, even heart disease and cancer. So remember, the key is here to avoid unfermented soy products, that is anything with soy isoflavones, such as soy milk. You're generally okay to eat fermented soy products, such as tofu and miso. Remember that iron is a absolutely essential and crucial mineral for our overall health and well-being, and not just for the thyroid. Obviously, it is essential for proper thyroid function, but in addition, a lack of iron for whatever reason, whether it's malnutrition or excessive exposure to chemicals such as bromides and bromines, will also promote cancer as well as heart disease. So people that have the most consumption of iodine in their food, for example Japanese, generally have the lowest incidence of cancer in the world. And this is why it is so important to eat iodine-rich food every day. But not only that, remember to get all your essential vitamins and minerals from healthy, nutritious food in general, particularly selenium, iron, vitamin A, and vitamin D, which are very important for the health of your thyroid. Now, let's discuss the best foods that you can eat in order to improve your thyroid function, and particularly to improve hypothyroidism. We want to look for foods again that are rich in iron as well as minerals and vitamins such as iron, selenium, vitamins A, and vitamin D. The first such food is wild-caught fatty fish, rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Examples of such foods can include salmon, trout, sardines, but the key is that it has to be wild-caught and not farmed. The farmed version will have much less omega-3s than the wild-caught version. And so omega-3s are very important for a number of reasons. They're important for reducing inflammation of the body, also increasing the levels of good HDL cholesterol, reducing the levels of bad LDL cholesterol, thus reducing the probability of heart disease, which is one of the byproducts of hypothyroidism, as well as improving the immune system and helping to fight diseases and infections. The second food, which is particularly rich in iodine, is seaweed, for example kelp, but also packaged as nori, wakame, and dulse. These can be found in sushi, soups, and salads. Not only are they rich in iodine, they're also abundant in other vitamins and minerals, such as selenium, vitamins A, B, C, E, and K. Another food that's going to benefit your thyroid function, especially if you have an underactive thyroid, are nuts, which are rich in selenium. Hazelnuts, macadamia nuts, and especially Brazil nuts have the most selenium by content. In fact, Brazil nuts have more selenium per unit than any other food that's available out there. In fact, about 1 or 2 Brazil nuts has the daily requirement for selenium. Another food that's going to help your thyroid tremendously is coconut oil. Coconut oil is rich in medium chain triglycerides known as MCTs, which are fatty acids that are going to benefit your health in a number of ways. In fact, one of them is your thyroid, and coconut oil may very well help restore your thyroid function. It's also going to help improve your immune system and also help you lose more weight. Now I have a video about coconut oil which I go into great detail explaining, and I'll include that in the info box down below for your information. However, you should also be aware that there is a subcategory of vegetables which are known as cruciferous vegetables, and these include broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, spinach, kale, and Brussels sprouts. These are normally very healthy and fine for most people in their raw form. However, certain people, when they consume an excess amount, it can suppress their thyroid function, generally if over 5 ounces per day are consumed. Now this only affects certain people, and it affects people who are deficient in iodine. However, when you cook these vegetables, this does not have a negative impact on your thyroid. Another food that's going to help your thyroid, particularly if you have Hashimoto's, and is actually very healthy for your health in general, are fermented dairy products such as Greek yogurt and kefir. In addition, sauerkraut, which is the fermented version of cabbage, is very healthy for you as well. These fermented foods are rich in healthy gut bacteria known as probiotics, and they're going to help improve your digestive function as well as reduce the symptoms of Hashimoto's such as indigestion and heartburn. Another group of foods which is going to help your thyroid, especially if you have Hashimoto's, are beans, which are rich in fiber. Fiber is going to help you feel full and satisfied. It will help improve your digestion, and it will also help reduce your constipation, which is one of the symptoms of Hashimoto's. All beans are high in fiber, but especially lentils have the highest concentration of all when it comes to fibers. And the last group of foods that I want to mention today, which are going to benefit your thyroid, particularly your Hashimoto's, are healthy grains such as quinoa, buckwheat, and millet. These foods are high in fiber and are free of gluten. And some of them, especially quinoa, are particularly rich in protein as well. In fact, quinoa has the full spectrum of protein that you can find in vegetable and animal products. It is one of the healthiest grains available out there. These foods are going to help keep your digestive system healthy, they'll keep you feeling full, and they'll also help to prevent constipation, again, which is one of the symptoms of Hashimoto's. So in a nutshell, these are the best foods that you can eat to keep a healthy thyroid and to keep it well functioning. Alright guys, I will begin to wrap up this video about the thyroid and how to keep it healthy. I know it has been long and I have shared a lot of information with you. My purpose here is to provide as much great information and content as possible to keep you guys informed and give you the information that you need in order to keep yourselves as healthy as possible. This is my main purpose in making these videos. So again, I hope you guys really appreciate it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. And remember to follow me on Instagram, down in the info box below, at YuriK0877. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.